to our Mother's Day celebration this year. Because we believe you moms are heroes, Mother's Day at Alive Church will be a celebration of the women who cheer for us, nurture us, teach us, and make our lives better every day. We plan some awesome worship, and I will bring a message celebrating God's extraordinary women in our lives. So dads, here's your responsibility. You got to get the kids together, you got to get the grandkids together, and help us celebrate and make this a wonderful Mother's Day time for you and your family. Happy Mother's Day.
It's a teenager's dream, a great summer getaway for fun and thrills. Experience the hangouts, after parties, the 5-star dome life, our signature white sand beachfront lake, and so much more. Experience where powerful worship takes place. Discover the answers to winning big in life. Experience the spirit of Love City USA Summer Camp right here in Houston, Texas. Go to lovecityusa.com to register for the 2022 experience and more information. Love City.
Hey there everyone, I'm Roman D, lead pastor of Alive Church, and I have some excellent, exciting news for you about Alive Church's vision. One of our goals for 2022 is to send a group of teenagers to Love City in Houston, Texas. And you know what? We are well on our way. I've been asked by caring parents, grandparents, guardians, and other believers how they can participate in helping this vision come to pass. To give our young people this life-changing, life-transforming experience in Love City, I've set up a Love City Teen Fund to help teenagers be able to go have this awesome experience. We're going to find teens that you can sponsor or help sponsor. The focus of this year's summit camp sessions will be stepping out, which is about building the courage, the confidence in teens to step out from the crowd to pursue God's best for their lives. We believe that every teen has a divine purpose for their existence, which is the key, the ultimate key to their fulfillment. The vision of Alive Church is we're going to encourage, educate, and energize people to come alive in Christ by faith. Now, the full sponsorship of a teen for a life-changing 4-day camp experience is only $300. This covers their food, this covers their lodging, and all the activities, all the beautiful dormitories that are available in Love City, and a life-changing environment that's going to transform their lives. Listen, help me be able to make this life-transforming impact on our young people. With your gift, whether big or small, together we can make a great impact in young people's lives. Click the QR code or go to thealivechurchkc.com and click the giving tab icon where you can do something right now. Listen. Help me save a teen with your gift. With your generosity, whether big to small, together we can encourage, educate, and energize young people to come alive in Christ by faith. Simply by you clicking the QR code or even going to thealivechurchkc.com and click the giving tab, there you can do something right now. I know that each and every one of you under the sound of my voice is ready to sow and be generous to help teens become alive in Christ by faith with your $300 offering right now. But even if you can't do $300, maybe you can do $20. Maybe you can do 30, 50, or 100, or even more. We can make a fantastic thing happen for a young person who can't do it on their own. Now, we're going to put some smiles on some teens' face through your generosity. Remember, we are blessed to be a blessing, so do it today.
Hey, this is Lady E, the First Lady of Alive Church, and I want to invite you to our Mother's Day celebration this year. Because we believe you moms are heroes, Mother's Day at Alive Church will be a celebration of the women who cheer for us, nurture us, teach us, and make our lives better every day. We plan some awesome worship, and I will bring a message celebrating God's extraordinary women in our lives. So dads, here's your responsibility. You got to get the kids together, you got to get the grandkids together, and help us celebrate and make this a wonderful Mother's Day time for you and your family. Happy Mother's Day. Hey, this is Lady E, the First Lady of Alive Church, and I want to invite you to our Mother's Day celebration this year. Because we believe you moms are heroes, Mother's Day at Alive Church will be a celebration of the women who cheer for us, nurture us, teach us, and make our lives better every day. We plan some awesome worship, and I will bring a message celebrating God's extraordinary women in our lives. So dads, here's your responsibility. You got to get the kids together, you got to get the grandkids together, and help us celebrate and make this a wonderful Mother's Day time for you and your family. Happy Mother's Day. is Lady E, the First Lady of Alive Church, and I want to invite you to our Mother's Day celebration this year. Because we believe you moms are heroes, Mother's Day at Alive Church will be a celebration of the women who cheer for us, nurture us, teach us, and make our lives better every day. We plan some awesome worship, and I will bring a message celebrating God's extraordinary women in our lives. So dads, here's your responsibility. You got to get the kids together, you got to get the grandkids together, and help us celebrate and make this a wonderful Mother's Day time for you and your family. Happy Mother's Day.
It's a teenager's dream, a great summer getaway for fun and thrills. Experience the hangouts, after parties, the five-star dome life, our signature white sand beachfront lake, and so much more. Experience where powerful worship takes place. Discover the answers to winning big in life. Experience the spirit of Love City USA Summer Camp right here in Houston, Texas. Go to lovecityusa.com to register for the 2022 experience and more information. Love City.
Hey, this is Lady E, the First Lady of Alive Church, and I want to invite you to our Mother's Day celebration this year. Because we believe you moms are heroes, Mother's Day at Alive Church will be a celebration of the women who cheer for us, nurture us, teach us, and make our lives better every day. We plan some awesome worship, and I will bring a message celebrating God's extraordinary women in our lives. So dads, here's your responsibility. You got to get the kids together, you got to get the grandkids together, and help us celebrate and make this a wonderful Mother's Day time for you and your family. Happy Mother's Day. Hey, this is Lady E, the First Lady of Alive Church, and I want to invite you to our Mother's Day celebration this year. Because we believe you moms are heroes, Mother's Day at Alive Church will be a celebration of the women who cheer for us, nurture us, teach us, and make our lives better every day. We plan some awesome worship, and I will bring a message celebrating God's extraordinary women in our lives. So dads, here's your responsibility. You got to get the kids together, you got to get the grandkids together, and help us celebrate and make this a wonderful Mother's Day time for you and your family. Happy Mother's Day. Great evening, everybody. Great evening. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. I'm so excited. Welcome to the Takeover, the Kingdom Woman Takeover. I have taken over. I'll be your prayer time. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Invite. Welcome, everybody. I'm Lady E, First Lady of Alive Church, and this is usually our I'll Be Your prayer time where we come into agreement with you for all of your prayer needs. But for the month of May, the women are taking over I'll Be Your So it is a total Kingdom Woman takeover, and we are excited about it. I've got some great girlfriends who are going to join me. And so what it really is tonight is you just get to eavesdrop on our conversation on what we have. Like, we're just out to lunch and you get to eavesdrop and catch some nuggets that we're going to be dropping tonight, because we want this to be relevant for today's Kingdom Woman. We want this to be real. We want this to be hot tea, hot topics, and hot transformation. Somebody put that in the chat. Hot tea, hot topics, and hot transformations, and praying that you will not leave the same tonight after watching. And fellas, you are in a good space. Maybe it's for you to understand your wife better, your woman better, your girlfriend, your daughter, niece, whoever. You're in a good spot too. So we're not going to leave you out. So make sure that you get comfortable as well, because you're going to be able to learn a few things on tonight. So I don't want to take up all my time without my guests coming on. So I want to introduce my guests coming on, my girlfriends. First, we have T.R. Renee. She is a minister entrepreneurial powerhouse. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. What's up, Lady E?
Good evening. I always love her. Miss Spirit is amazing. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And my next guest. She's a world traveler. And she's also the founder of the Raw Women's Network, Lauren Green. Lauren, come on into the room. Welcome. Yeah. These are my girls. Y'all let me know if it's okay in the comments. Let me know. Just say yes, lady. Hear you. You can hear your guests. There's a bad echo. Okay. We're working on that. Bear with us. We're working on echo. So I see a lot of people in the comment section tonight. You already started commenting. So you know how we like to do here at Alive Church. We like to go ahead and do our shout out. So as I see your name, I'm going to shout you out. Lisa Lewis, welcome. My girl LaShawn is on. Reggie Woods, Andrea Chenault, Sunrise Day. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Ma'am, good evening. Hi. I remember. Karen, Donna Stevenson, Nicole James. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on. Miss Tara Cannon, thank you for coming on. And as Pastor would say, we got to give a shout out to all our peekers. Peekers are those people who just want to peek in, but they don't really want to comment or be a part of it. So welcome our peekers. Felicia Thomas, I see you. Robert Carter, I see you. Good evening, everybody. Thank you. Make sure you hit like and you hit share so that we can get this out to some more people. Patricia Hall, yes. Tasha Houston, welcome. I'm so excited. I think that's Terry. Hey. Yes, ma'am. Got you in there. Good. So a few announcements before we get started is that we are doing a $50 gift card giveaway at Alive Church for Mother's Day. And so all you have to do is go onto our website, thealivechurchkc.com, and enter to win the $50 gift card. And we will be announcing that on Sunday. So make sure that you go and enter in the name of a mother who would love to have a $50 gift card to the restaurant of her choice for Mother's Day. And also, this is going to help you be a participant on tonight, is that I'm going to be taking the names of those who are making comments and who are sharing, and I'm going to put them in a drawing for Sunday to get a nice basket from me. So make sure that you get in the comments and you say hi, hello, give us some feedback. Let us know you're there. So without further ado, let's get into it. So tonight Our topic, ladies, is she wears it well. How to balance how women balance it all and wear many hats. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And so I pray that if you've been feeling like you just can't do it all, or you're just looking to get it all done, that tonight we can talk about it, and hopefully God will give us a solution. I know that He will, because between the three of us, we have some grand ideas and different perspectives. So I'm sure you're going to leave with some nuggets on tonight. But the scripture that we're going to be coming from is Proverbs 31:25, and we're going to put that on the screen for you. 31:25, and it says, strength and self-respect are her clothing. She is facing the future with a smile. And I know that the Amplified version says strength and dignity. Yes. So ladies, let's talk about it. So here's some things that I came up with that I always see on social media, and this is the pressure that we get a lot of times. Get the bag. You know, those who don't know what get the bag means. Go out and get the money. You gotta get the bag. Becoming an entrepreneur. Get your 9 to 5. You need to own your own business. Hustle hard and get on your grind. What do you ladies think about just today's culture of just always on? Like they'll say you sleep when you're dead. Like what is all that about?
You just gave me anxiety.
Yes. Yes. But we see that all day on social media. We see that. Just get your bag. Be about your money. You know, do this and that, and then you look and you see the influencers with the perfect home, right? The perfect Instagram feed, the perfect kids that they're, you know, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, baking cookies with their kids on all these activities. When do y'all have time to do that?
Right.
That's what you see on social media. So tell me about how you overcome. You said anxiety. How you overcome that as a woman and really focus on what you can do. What's been your remedy?
What's been my remedy? Well, some years ago, because I was the person that did everything, and I still do. I still do, but I've learned to manage it. So what happened is I was watching, I believe it was like Bishop Jakes, and he was preaching a sermon, and he said, just because you have multiple hats doesn't mean you're going to wear them all every day. Ooh. And when I say that blessed my entire soul, it blessed my soul. Because think about it. We do have this as women, and not to disregard the men too, but we have this revolving list of hats that we wear. Some of them we literally wear every day. Some of them we can't wear every day. Right. And you have to give yourself permission to be okay with not wearing all of them every day. And I think that was the first step for me, giving myself permission to not have to wear every single last one of them every day.
That's so good.
Yes. What about you, Lauren?
I think for me too, it was this idea of balance. But as I come to realize balance even really because if I'm giving a lot of my children or my daughter, that means my husband isn't going to get right. So we think we distribute ourselves. When in reality, I had to learn to be okay that this person is going to get my attention. I'm okay with knowing that the rest of the things can't get my attention right now.
That's so good. I know there was on there, so I don't know if not all that. That's so good. You're just so on point. Wow. I mean, you know, just the pressure of it all, knowing what you can do, you know, and not caught up in what you're supposed to be doing, feeling like having done anything, seeing what other people do. So good.
But I think part of it,
how realistic are the expectations that the world gives about what we should get done that day?
Very unrealistic.
Absolutely.
It takes tons of time management. If you don't have good time management, you're gonna always feel like you're getting sucked into your to-do list. So you have to figure out what's what. And a lot of times for us women, we're constantly adjusting. And so if you're not a person that's flexible and that can adjust on the dime, you're going to struggle with that. You're going to struggle with that to-do list and struggle to meet whatever your goals are for the day. And the other thing that I learned that I had to do was I keep a written down list. That way I'm conscious of what I need to do. Even if I never get to it, at least I see it. Some things move up, some things fall off, some things remain on there, but at least you're working at it. You can see yourself making some progress, because, you know, sometimes we're overachievers. And so we have to kind of, you know, relax on that sometimes.
That's I'm all about the list.
I forgot Miss Organizer herself. Miss Planner, all the planners.
She said you have to be flexible. That's so true. Lady Howard said time management is important. It really is. You know, those two about knowing the season that you're in.
That's it.
Because if you don't know the season that you're in, you're not gonna have the. You're not gonna know what tools are gonna help you for that season.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. That's good. And so when you talked about knowing what season is that's actually detrimental, because you can be doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. That's right. So the season where you're supposed to be resting, so you can, because I believe two things: God gives us time and money. And so sometimes he gives us one, sometimes he gives us both, until we learn how to manage both of them. And this is coming from a serial entrepreneur. So when he gives you time, that's time to plan, that's time to rest, that's time to get the vision, cast the vision, and put all the details. And then when it's time to meet the money, now it's time to make the money part of it. And then you figure out what's up with all this, making all this money, and then you're too tired to spend it. So he allows you room to rest, but it's figuring out what season, what time, and what season you're in, because otherwise you're going to be exhausted, because you're going to feel like you're chasing your tail. And we all know, as women, that's exhausting. It's exhausting.
Yes. I don't know if I ever been tired of spending money, but
I said no. I didn't say tired to spend money. I said too tired to spend it. Because there have been times, I'm just speaking just from, you know, experience, where I've worked myself on the holidays like extremely hard, and then here comes the next day and my hands are swollen, my feet are swollen, everything's swollen. I don't feel like going to spend this big bag that I got, because I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I didn't spend it, but I was too tired to spend it at that time.
That's good. I think too. Oh, I can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Lady E.
We can't hear you.
And I think there's a no.
Is there echo when I speak?
No.
Because we can't hear her at all. Something happened. No, we can't hear you.
Cue elevator music.
Yes. Right. Yeah, somebody said strong echoes. Yeah.
I can go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. So what were you thinking until she figures out how? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you were saying what season you're in. How do you know? How does it happen, right? With God, with the Holy Spirit. So with sometimes with society and social media especially, we can really get distracted and fall into this hustle culture, right? This hustle until your eyes bleed, work, don't rest. And that's counter biblical. Like, God teaches us that we need to rest, right? God rested. So it's really important, right? Season to consult with and know how to move.
But do you think society teaches us to hustle and not rest, because we're too busy looking at what other people are doing, or how grand their life is looking, or how productive they may 100%. They may look, and that gives us added pressure to try to produce something right here and right now.
Oh yeah. For sure. We can fall into comparison trap. Look at what she's doing. Look how far along he is.
Right.
I'm supposed to be there.
Right.
and
Right.
I'm not.
Right.
Instead of keeping our eyes on what God has for that season.
That's it.
Instead we get distracted.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be there. I'm supposed to be there. I'm not where I want to be. All those thoughts. Right?
And I think that's the biggest thing you just said. One of the key things that all of us, that I think we tend to get tripped up on, is that I'm not where I want to be.
Yeah.
Because we think that we have to be in a certain place at a certain time, and not realizing that everything is actually all in God's time, and you're exactly where you're supposed to be in this moment.
For
sure. And once you realize, one of the things that I even have to remind myself sometimes, that if I believe that God fashioned all my days before I was born, what makes me think that I'm missing out? What makes me think that I'm not on track? What makes me think that I'm not exactly where I'm supposed to be? And what makes me think, furthermore, that it's not going to happen? Obviously, It hasn't happened yet, because there's still some pieces. And I think that's the time that we lose sight of, is that we're so goal driven that we, what word do I want to use? We don't embrace the journey, and so what happens is, in wearing our many hats, here we are juggling all these things because we're so goal driven that we're not actually embracing the blossoming of the flowers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which that's the main part that he wants us to get, so that we can tell another woman or person, hey, been there, done that. It's okay. Take a breather. You're in, or you can give them clarity on what time and or season that they're in. Hey, this is where you are. I see exactly where you are. Try doing this, try doing that, because we're supposed to help one another, especially when you see your sister kind of struggling, pulling those things together, and not just see her sitting over there struggling and leave her there. We're supposed to help each other.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have to remind. Yes.
Go ahead.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, praise the Lord.
Welcome back.
Y'all were doing good. Y'all were doing good. Yes. I love everything you guys said. Yes, absolutely. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're okay. You're good. Welcome back. But no, I was just saying that. Yes. I was just saying that as sisters, we have to sometimes remind one another when it's time for that balance, because we can get caught up in what we're doing, and as women, we're very hard. I don't even want to say as women, as people, we're very hard on ourselves. We're very hard on ourselves.
Yes, absolutely. It's so easy to get caught up in. I love how you talk about the never-ending list. I gotta do this, and not taking a moment to just really embrace where you are, and thankful for where you are. And we talked about rest earlier before I got cut off. I was going to say, I think that the year 2020, when the whole pandemic started, that whole year, it was like rest. Like everybody was on a rest, right? But you still had people that were like, what are you doing with your day? This should be done, da da da. And I'm just like, you don't have to keep up with people about what they're doing in their day. Everybody's at home. Nobody's doing anything, but people felt like they needed to take courses. They needed to do, make it the most productive time. And you do want to be productive, but sometimes you do just need to rest. You just need to rest. And so I learned that there was, just being stuck in the house. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to rest. I'm going to play with my kids. I'm going to, do what I need to do. But I'm just going to rest. And then now we're starting to pick back up in the hustle and bustle. And so now people are, expecting a lot more again. And so it's just easy to get caught up in what's my next goal, what's my next thing, and not take the time to just say, you know what, I'm good. Thank God I'm here. I'm good. Yes.
I think when we rest, it really shows how much we trust God, right? Because I remember when we were, Lady E said, we've been traveling, and my husband and I, we were in Mexico City, and we were trying to figure out our business, trying to get it up and running. There was a lot that was going wrong, and we were trying to make it go right. And it wasn't until we were reminded that, you guys are on 24/7. You need to just chill out and rest. And we took a full 24 hours, probably one of the hardest 24 hours, and didn't do anything. We didn't work on the business. We just literally Netflix and chilled. It was really hard not to even think about all the things that we needed to do. But it wasn't until after that rest that we gave God room to do what only he could do.
Yes.
And he made things happen that we could not have done on our own strength. So I think, like you said, as we start to get back into the hustle and bustle of things, we have to make sure that we integrate that rest. It's so, so crucial.
Yes, that's so good. I loved Tisha Hillman in the comments said, sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is go to sleep. That is so true. That is so true. Just go to sleep. Just ain't nothing else.
Hey, you better. And sometimes the Lord will tell you, go to bed.
Right.
just go to bed.
Yes, absolutely.
You're in the way. Go to sleep.
Right. So I gave you guys the scripture ahead of time, and I told you to kind of think about what the dignity and strength, because it says she flows with dignity and strength in the version, and I believe it's amplified, says dignity and strength. What did that mean to you? And our topic is she wears it well. So dignity and strength, what does that mean to you?
Listen. So
Good.
you stopped at dignity and strength, but I was taught not to just read one section, and so as I kept reading, listen. The part that got me is it said, and her position is strong and secure.
Okay.
Oh my God. So listen, when I looked up that word strength, because I looked it up, and I had to look up the original meaning in the original text, and I was blown away because one of the things that it said was a fortified place. A fortified place, authority, power, firmness, solidity, or toughness. The qualities of being able to sustain the application of force without breaking. Listen, y'all, we cold. Yes. We are cold, but the thing is being able to tap into that, because a lot of people don't know that they have that. They don't know that they have this inner strength that God naturally placed within us. And all you got to do is just tap into it. Then when I went on to look up that word dignity, it kind of went hand in hand, because it was talking about the glory and greatness and splendor. And so you got all this power and authority and honor and elevation and all these things that's all bottled up in one. And then it goes on to say, and her position is strong and secure. That means in all this balance, because sometimes what happens is with all this hustle and bustle, we take hits naturally. We get wounded in the process of trying to do all this stuff. And we don't realize that we're wounded. And so what happens is he gives us this security that we're supposed to tap into, because the wounds end up making us insecure in certain forms and fashions. Unconsciously. It's not intended to be like that, but it happens unconsciously. You understand what I'm saying? So as we're tapping into that strength, we're walking in who we're called to be, with this power, with this authority, with these morals, with these values, and most of all, with this self-respect that God gave us.
Yes.
We got to have that at all times. Self-respect. Because if you have that, you have nothing, which means, God, I don't respect who you created.
Wow.
I don't respect who you created. So that strength and dignity, and she's strong. What did the last part say? I'm sorry, guys.
She's close,
strong and secure. Her position is strong and secure. She never moves. And she's doing it all with a smile.
She's doing it all
with a smile. Y'all listen, because she knows, even though I got to sweat this brow right now, I know what's coming, and I know it's good. And I know that my family is going to be prepared, because I'm hustling and bustling to make sure everybody's good. And that's one of many hats that we wear. Just one of many. But to maintain that strength and dignity, not only do you have to rest, you got to know when to take a time out to do self-care, to build you up.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the thing that we lose sight of, because we think I'm going to squeeze it in here, I'm going to squeeze it in there. But in that time management that we were talking about,
you
got to plan some time for you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna be no good for nobody. You're not gonna have that strong, secure position. You're not gonna walk in dignity. You're not gonna walk in strength, because of the first sign of something happening, when that starts to break down. I'll speak for me. I always know when I need to take a time out to go do some self-care, because I'm a very laid back person by nature. Very laid back. And there are not a lot of things that move me.
Right.
Not a lot of things. So if something agitates me or it moves me, that means it's time for me to go do some self-care.
Oh, that's good. Knowing that. Yes.
So it's kind of like your physical body. You know, when you haven't eaten and you're starving and you need something, and you start getting that natural irritation. You know, you're wondering why am I so touchy, and so everything is getting on my nerves. I'm so irritable.
Yes.
It's like that for me. You know, something is missing. That's the time when I may not necessarily go get in my words. Sometimes all it takes is me just to sit and be still and just have a little talk. It ain't even nothing all eloquent. Lord, I need you. Or you understand why you heard the elders, you know, your grandparents sit down and say, "Ooh, thank you, Jesus," and they just sat down. I now understand why they just say thank you, Jesus, when at any given time.
Yes. See, I knew you was going what do y'all say? Y'all preachers say exegete. I knew you was going to break it all the way down. Look. You can take a preacher out the church, but you can't take the word out.
I'm sorry. I'm a teacher by nature.
Yeah. You talk well. You know, Bishop talk well.
Hey, he is not going to give me, you hear me?
Go back to the scripture before and break it.
And come on down. We can't just. Yeah.
The part that she said about self-respect, that when I was reading this and I was meditating on it, and I, same thing, looked up dignity, you know, worthy of honor and respect.
Yeah.
Right? People want respect, but then I thought, like, do we respect ourselves? Are we holding room? And it might come off rude to some people, but are we setting boundaries to respect ourselves? To really, like you said, give ourselves rest, respect the boundaries, and give ourselves permission to wear a different hat at a different time and not feel bad if we're not wearing a certain hat.
Yes. Oh, that's
so
good.
That's the part that kind of stung me. Like, just, I remember there was a time in my life where I didn't respect myself. I was trying to be nice. I didn't want to hurt other people's feelings. I was getting walked over. I was allowing this person and that person to do whatever. And that's not correct either.
Right.
And when we're talking about rest, it's not just a physical rest, but like this emotional, like self-reflective, self-care, like, what do I need? Right? And it's, and I love that it says, the version I'm reading is the NLT, that it says she laughs without fear of the future. Yes. And it's like, because like we know where our joy comes from. Like, it doesn't matter what's coming our way, right? Like, our joy is not circumstantial. Like, we find our joy in the presence of God. So it doesn't, shoot, it could be hurricane outside, like all the things, right? It could be almost anything, but we know that we can have a firm foundation to stand on. So that's why we can laugh. That's why we can joy. And that's that the people of this world understand.
Yeah.
That's how they're gonna see. Okay. I see her life. Complete chaos.
Yeah.
Smiling.
Yeah.
She's laughing.
Yeah. Yes.
You just went ahead and swept the rest of the doorway out. That was my favorite part. Is she laughs without fear of the future.
Without fear.
Oh my goodness. The Bible tells us laughter doesn't live like a medicine, right?
That's it.
And so to me, that was just like the same thing. It's like the joy of the Lord is my strength. So I have to laugh my way through the day, because I'm like, this can't even be like in a movie. Like
that's good.
Really, what's going on today? Like, girl,
that's good.
Wow, when you can look at your future and know that God has you, you may not know everything that's going to happen. You don't know what tomorrow may bring, but you have the joy of the Lord in your heart. You can laugh. Like any situation, you can say, you know what? My joy is there because God has gone before me. So I just get like chill bumps when I read that. Laugh without fear of the future, because some of the worry that we carry around is just about the future.
That's it. Anxiety.
Even if it's just hour to hour. The future can be 30 minutes from you, but you just laugh because you know that the joy of the Lord is there. So
I think you know what that was.
Go ahead, Tasha.
No, I'm about to say that was actually a good. You bringing that point out was actually a good reminder, because a lot of times we do walk and we live in anxiety and fear of what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. But seeing that actually, that just blessed my entire soul actually right now. But seeing it actually in black and white, she laughs without fear.
Without fear.
Without fear. That right there is an inexplicable amount of trust in who God is, that no matter what's going on, no matter how many things I have on this to-do list, and there are more things being added on, you got this, you got me, and you got it.
Yes.
All of that.
All of it. That's a complete different level of trust. And I think sometimes we lose sight of that, because we get so far in what we see. And it's crazy, because the Lord just, as I was reflecting on this last night, and the Holy Spirit, I was just asking him a question. I said, why, with all of this going on, because my plate is full, why do you have me in the center of all of this? When I say it's a lot of stuff going on right now, it's a lot. And he said, and it was so clear, and he answered me hastily. He did not waste time. He said, because I want you to trust me no matter what you see.
That's right.
And that's the thing that we lose sight of in our busyness, because we're so busy crushing goals and getting the bag.
Come on now.
That we think it's us, and not understanding that because of who he is in us, it's that strength and dignity that's allowing us to be strong and secure in our position, so that we can laugh without fear of the future.
What a pretty girl.
Y'all gotta excuse me, but I mean, as I was just thinking about it, I was just like, whoa, like, God, you are amazing. Because think about us, y'all. Here I go with this food scenario. I say men are like waffles with, I've heard a pastor say, God bless, rest his soul, he's deceased now. But he said that men are like waffle squares, and women are like spaghetti. And as I was on my way to one of my appointments this morning, the Lord said, don't you stop there. Because we do everything. Everything's all mixed up as women.
Yeah.
That's spaghetti. But there are some times where you got to cook those meals that require one thing at a time. So when you're cooking Thanksgiving dinner, you start here, and then you start there, and then you start here, and then you start there. The same as such as life with us. There are some days where everything is put in a bowl like a casserole. But then there are other days where he requires of us to put that love in it and season this, and then stick it in the refrigerator. Do this and knead that bread so you can make those rolls a little later, so it'll be ready for tomorrow. Everything that we're doing is the exact same way. But we have to know what meal we're cooking on which day. Are we cooking? Is this casserole day, or is this individual entree day? What are we doing?
Yeah.
But it takes planning.
Yeah. I was going to
it takes planning.
That is just so rich and so good. You just put a whole bow on that.
Right.
Like, that is just so good. And I love how you said, you're in the middle of so much stuff, but you're asking God, why am I doing this? Like, why do you have me doing this? I already have so much on my plate. Why are you doing this? Just to be transparent, I had asked the Lord that at the beginning of the year, because there had been an opportunity for me to do something that I had wanted to do a while ago, but I was just like, I don't have the time right now to do it. And God said, I want you to do it. I want you to go for it. And I want you to apply, and I want you to, go for it. And so I was just like, Lord, I got so much going on. Like, I don't want to add another activity to my calendar. And he said, I'm using you as an example, and it's not about you. It ain't about what you think you can do, what you think you can handle, but I'm using you to make a change. I'm using you to get you on a greater level of influence. I'm using you, and you guys, I mean, this has been such a journey, but the opposition that came at the end, I knew that it was God.
Listen.
So much opposition, and I was like, God, I don't even ask for this. I was ready to say no, but it is not about you. It's about the people that are coming after you. So sometimes in your obedience, you have to take yourself out of it. I'm looking at your schedule. I'm looking at, we think it's going to be time. Just allow God. That's how you look at the future and laugh. Now I'm laughing like this opposition that I'm in. God. I ain't got to worry about it. I know what holds me. I know where I stand.
And that's where that strength comes from. That strength building. It's in the process. Yes. When you start off, I don't know how many people work out. You start off with these little weights, and over time, as you keep going and he keeps adding stuff to your plate, what he's doing is he's strengthening your capacity to endure and withstand and walk in what he's calling you to do, because you can't do that with skinny legs that ain't worked out never. They can't be feeble. They have to be strong and able to hold what he's putting on your shoulders and on your back. So don't forsake the process, even in your busyness. Don't forsake it. Don't a lot of times we want to skip the process and get to the end goal. There are so many little blessings, so many small ones that lead up to that big victory. You have to pay attention to all the little stuff. In the moments of rest, like I said, I'm laying down last night, and how God speaks to us so clearly when we're resting. Sometimes we may get clogged. Our vision is clogged. We can't figure it out because it seems like it's all jumbled. But as soon as we sit down, he starts showing us and painting the picture. This is what I want you to do next. Or he sends someone to give you clarity. But again, you have to know what's going on and where he is and what he's doing in that moment. You're right, Lady E. It's not about any of us. Not anyone that's listening. No one. We have to know that everything is about someone else, because someone else is watching you handle that plate that you have.
That's good.
And they're watching how you handle it with your strength, with your dignity, with your strongness and your secure position. And as you're laughing through the stuff that you probably should be crying about, but they're watching you with a smile on your face. And they're like, how is she doing all that with a smile on her face?
That's so good.
A smile on her face. And some people may know exactly what's going on with you, and they're like, she got some heavy stuff going on. And she's still smiling. She's still smiling. Because that's how God is. That's how he is. That spirit that he left with us, that Holy Spirit, that's how he is.
Yes.
That's how he is. He moves.
Yes.
He moves.
Guys are enjoying the conversation. I've been trying to look at the comments a little bit. Y'all fast, though, man. I can keep up. So we're gonna do what we call tea time. So tonight's tea time. I gotta give my girls their cup because we're running a little behind. But tonight's tea time, my banners, is brought to you by Belly Boutique.
Hey.
You can find them on Facebook. She did these awesome tea mugs for me. It has just a little glare. It has the logo on there. And so thank you. And so sponsored us on tonight. And then I wanted Lauren to talk about her Raw Women's Network, because we are all in this together. And you got people that I can't reach, and I got people that you can't reach. We're gonna reach them if we work together. I want you to let them know what it is that you do and about your network. Go ahead, girl.
Sweet. So, the Raw Network, Ross for real, authentic women. And it really just came out of a place where I was attending a lot of events, a lot of networking, a lot of meeting with people. And what I realized was that events were great, but they were super low. People were still leaving them. And especially women, I wanted to create a space where we could take off the veil, take off the makeup, keep it real, keep it authentic. Because like Tasha said, we give each other permission, right? My story is not for me. I share it because I give someone else permission to be like, oh, I went through that. Me too. Like, and then it becomes relatable, right? We're not like these influencers on Instagram that got it all together with the perfect filter. It's just another woman that gets me, that's been through something that I've been through. So that's really the heart and the vision behind the Raw Network. We used to do a lot of in-person events, but right now we're, kind of in that transition. Of course, after the pandemic, things went a little cray-cray. So we're working on going back to those in-person events, as well as having some digital resources as well. But that's what it's all about.
Phenomenal work in the kingdom. That's what it's all about. And, when Lauren and I first met, we talked about just, being real with each other and how you want to have girlfriends that you can just be real with. Like you said, you can take off the makeup, you can, strip down, you can just be yourself. And I think that is just so important. And you need those people in your life who, that you can really get for real with. And, that is where I think women's ministry needs to head, is that we just need to be for real, like for real. So in the spirit of being for real, y'all, we tired. I'm tired. Let me know in the comments if you are tired. You're tired. What do we do when we're tired? I know earlier we said we go to sleep. God sometimes puts us to sleep, but when you just feel like for the person, the woman who's watching, the guy who's watching, whatever. When you just feel like I just can't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
As we've been praying for people at a live church, they're just like, I'm at my wit's end. I don't have it. I don't have any more to give. I'm just tired. What do you do when you're just tired? Like Tisha said, tired. Tide, tired. I'm tired. Y'all just thinking like,
you know what? I go and watch something funny. I do something that's going to take my mind completely away from whatever it is. I go window shopping. I go sit by the pool. Whatever it is that's not in my normal day-to-day bustle. I may go take a Pilates class, a yoga class, just something, a different scenery. Just the other day, went out by the lake, sat by the lake, because it's relaxing, and it takes your mind away. You don't have to think about anything. And I give myself permission not to think about anything, because that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I try to do something that I really like to do that I haven't done. I'll go get some ice cream from my favorite place. Just something.
Yeah, going outside me. Like you said, going on a walk by the lake, just getting some fresh air. Something that fills my cup is just having like a coffee date with a girlfriend or two. And we just go and talk about whatever. Just get out the house, link up, be able to laugh, right? Mm-hmm. Encourage one another. So that's definitely something that I try to make part of my regular routine.
I forgot to add that when one of the homies will say, "Let's go eat," because y'all know I like to eat. So one of the main people, one of my main homies will say, "Hey, let's go grab something to eat from one of our favorite places," and we go and order up all this stuff that we're probably not going to eat all of it, but we're going to act like we are. We're going to at least taste test all of it that's on the table.
Yep.
Which is always a good time.
Yeah.
You get to laugh, joke. If you need to cry, and then start laughing again. But
right.
Food is always good for the soul, right?
Definitely.
Uh-oh, Lady E, she went away again.
There we go. I'm back. Okay. I love that you guys went to the natural and you gave practical things that you do, because I think sometimes we can kind of be overly spiritual about it. And me, I love taking naps. I will take a nap especially now with 2 kids, I would take a nap anywhere. Just let me get 10, 15 minutes, I'll take a nap. But I love that because, so many times we hear, sit down and read your Bible, pray. And we, most people who have had a walk with God, they know those things. But sometimes you just need practical. You need to go out to coffee with your girlfriends. You need to go out to eat. Maybe you need to just take a moment to go by yourself. I know Pastor Roman D doesn't like my pastime, when I'm feeling like that, I just go shopping. I like to go shopping by myself. So he be like, you need to find a new pastime. But it's just, I just love that we went to the practical stuff. Some people in the comments says I unplugged from everything, give it to God and sit down somewhere. Okay, April. Yes, ma'am. I saw Terry earlier say, I am woe out. Whoa, WOE. I am woe out. And so, you just continue to learn yourself. And I know that, like we talked about seasons earlier, but there were, certain seasons where things worked. And then there's certain seasons where that doesn't fulfill you or work anymore. So you kind of got to figure out where you are and kind of take it from there. So I'm so excited about this conversation. The last thing I want to talk about before we wrap up on tonight is just self-care. We've kind of hit on it a little bit, but sometimes self-care, people think that it's, let's go to the spa. And they're like, I can't do that because, it's too expensive or, whatever. But self-care really is just what we talked about. To me is whatever you can do to unwind. So, just taking care of yourself as, a woman, as, just a young girl, whoever is watching, you just have to take that time to take care of yourself and learning what that looks like for you. Right? Yeah. Would y'all agree?
Definitely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think I'm in a season where I'm still kind of figuring that out. Like I don't know 100% what my self-care is. I mean, walking outside. I love sunshine, being in, fresh air, grabbing a coffee date with some friends, going to the gym sometimes. But I think we have to know ourselves, right? We have to know what we like, what fills us, and what is going to work well in this season, in this time of my life. I'm reminded of the Samaritan woman at the well, right? And it's like she was going to draw water, doing an everyday regular thing, and that's where Jesus met her. Like she didn't do something special. It wasn't a spa day or something super elaborate. She was just doing what she does, right? And I think this isn't something that's going to happen overnight, right? If we're learning how to rest, like it's not a switch a lot of times that we just turn on and off. Like we have to put it into practice, build those muscles. So for the woman or for the person that, is feeling like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to implement this? Be encouraged that even in your everyday regular things, even if it's just a walk around the lake, Jesus is going to meet you there.
Ooh. That's so good.
And I want to kind of piggyback, and you touched on this a little bit earlier, Lauren. Sometimes self-care for us is no, saying yes to yourself and no to others. And as Lauren said earlier, sometimes it seems mean because you want to be there for everyone all the time. But sometimes you just can't. You just can't. And it's okay to say no. And that was one of the things that I had to learn over the past, I'm going to say like 7 years. I had to learn the art of no and being okay with saying no. Because what I learned is sometimes when we think we're helping, we're not helping. We're actually hindering. We're in the way. Right. So you have to take a step back, say no. And then you also have to know your limitations. Know that sometimes you're just overexerting yourself trying to do. And as Lauren just said, you have to know when. You have to get familiar with yourself to know when is enough. When is enough? When is it time for me to say no to them and yes to me?
Right.
And some of those no's may be a little difficult because of who they are and where they are and where you are. But even if it's just a no today, and it might be yes tomorrow, but if I have to say that no today, that's self-care. And know that it's okay. Whoever you are that struggles with that no, it's okay. It's okay. And we aren't God. God is God. So he has everybody much better than we can ever handle them. You say no, God know you need to go lay down anyway, which is he's like, okay, thank you, I'm glad you did. But all while he's giving you rest and restoring you, he's doing something with them, because what he's teaching them, or whatever the situation is to depend on him and not you. So self-care goes all the way across the board. While you're taking care of you, you're actually teaching them self-care also, because the only person that can take care of us well is him.
That's it.
And he told us to be stewards over our temple. And so with that being said, we got to know when to go lay it down. Or when to go feed ourselves because we haven't been eating, or when to go exercise because now we need something to exert that frustration or whatever it is you're carrying. You need an outlet. Yes, reading the Bible is amazing. Yes, praise and worship is amazing, and it does lift your spirit. But God also gave us things in the physical to do to help us get rid of and unpack that stuff. And we should take it. Try something new. If you don't know how to swim, go try to learn how to swim. People are afraid of yoga. I love it. They in there saying whatever it is they say, and I'm in there talking to the Lord. I don't know what they saying, but Lord, you know what I'm saying. Right. So hey, and I get in my own world. But try something new. Try something. Self-care is trying something new. It doesn't have to be the same routine. Oh, like you said, let's go get something to eat. Take a movie by yourself. Go to hot yoga. Go take that Pilates class. That's something new that I'm trying now. Pilates class. Let me do something different. I took it years ago. I've been lifting weights for a lifetime. Let me add something new to my regimen just to switch it up so it's not a routine. And I think self-care is learning to switch it up.
Absolutely. Oh, y'all gave so many good ideas. Pastor Houston in the comments said setting boundaries can also be self-care, which I totally agree with. And you both talked about that, but that's so big. Yes. And LaShawn said self-care should happen daily. Yeah, it's not a once a month thing or, a couple of times a year. It's something, you can just do every day. Take 10 or 15 minutes every day. Yes. Establishing boundaries. Awesome. I'm just so full. Like, I feel like we really helped some people tonight, like really helped people to understand that, you're not alone. Like, most of us are tired for the most part, but we have a God who helps us to be able to laugh without fear of the future. And so just do what you can do every day. And one thing that, I always stress is just taking a minute every morning. And even though we may make our list and just say, Lord, what will you have me to do today? What will you have me to do today? And just staying in that position, in that posture, because you never know.
What and how?
It's
how?
different.
What and how? Yes.
Absolutely. Well, next week, we're going to be talking about the seasons of sisterhood. The seasons of sisterhood. And so we're going to be talking about your relationships. And fellas, you are not left out as well. So it can be the seasons of brotherhood, the seasons of sisterhood, the seasons of the hood, not the hood for real, but y'all know what I'm saying. So next week, I'm super excited. We're going to have another guest join us for next week. So you ladies have been so amazing. Tasha says, no, don't go. Amazing conversation. Like, thank you guys. You guys, woo, y'all pulled it out of these ladies tonight. I didn't even have to work that hard. That's awesome. They held it down. Thank you so much. So anybody that has any questions that, you want to ask the panel, us, as we continue on these 4 weeks, just shoot them to DM or email them at info@thealivechurch.com. You can send us a DM with your questions. And man, we're just ready to just dive in for the next 3 weeks as well. And it's going to be so good. And don't miss us Sunday, 10 a.m., The Alive Church KC. I'm bringing a Mother's Day message, and we got some special things going on for mothers, the drawings that we're going to be doing, the giveaways that we're going to be doing. So make sure that you go and register your mom or your sister or any other mother on our website, thealivechurchkc.com, so that they can enter into the drawing for the $50 restaurant gift card. So thank you. Everybody who commented tonight, your name is going to go into the drawing for my special Mother's Day basket, and I will be letting you know on Sunday who that special winner is. Oh, I have to give a shout out to my first lady, Ann Cobbins. Thank you, Mom, for joining us on tonight. Phenomenal, phenomenal woman. Yes, woman of God. Yes, yes, yes. We learned all this. We learning it from you too, Mom.
That's right.
That's right.
Yes.
I'm
Super
thankful for PR Renee and Lauren Green. And next week we're coming back, y'all. So make sure to invite.
Yes.
So I think I got a few more announcements. Oh, we're gonna do a quick offering. This offering tonight is going towards Love City. As you know, we're sending our teens to the Love City camp, and so we want you to watch this quick video really fast.
Have you ever seen anything like this? A place of fun, food, and mentoring for success? It's the
Okay, just kidding. We're not going to watch a video. We have to pray over the airwaves because we do have an enemy, and he does like to try to interfere. But he didn't get the glory tonight. God got the glory. So if you want to make your donations, you plant your seeds tonight for our teens to go to Love City Camp. Make sure that you get us on. You're going to put up the. Okay. Do our Cash App, The Alive Church KC, or you can go to thealivechurchkc.com and also plant your seeds. So I think that was all that I needed to announce for tonight. Next week, the Seasons of Sisterhood, the ladies are coming back next week, and we're also going to have another special guest with us. So make sure that you invite. Thank you for hanging out with us. We loved it. We know that you got something good that you're going to take and share it with somebody else. So thank you. Good night. We'll see you on Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Bye-bye.